Yeah, sure, Ruben. I guess, again, you didn't get the result, but I mean, you must be pretty proud of the effort shown by the boys there against a very experienced Victory team.
Yeah, mate, of course. I keep stressing these points, the mentality and the effort, there's been a massive shift. I think it's very clear for everyone to see. And, yeah, whilst I'm extremely proud of the boys, I'm also, I'm still gutted for them because I feel like they deserve more from that game as well.
Yeah, I guess, is it just a case of maybe a little bit of confidence and belief when it comes to sort of the finishing and stuff? I mean, you created some chances, but without really testing the goalkeeper and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think let's look at the difference between the two teams. Let's look at what you think their value of their squad is versus the value of my squad. Let's look at, the quality of or reputation and quality of their front third players and look at what I had in the front third tonight. And, I'm not going to be the judge of that. I'll let you guys, give the opinion on what you guys think. But we created enough openings. We lacked that quality and that, that end product. But all I can do is praise, the likes of Trent Osler. I've seen something in that kid from day dot, and, I've been brave enough to throw him in there, and all he's done is reward me and reward the teammates and the club with a great performance. Again, Adam Zimmerino was fantastic. He's played the game. He's come on, got subbed on, hurt his ankle, played 20 minutes on a rolled ankle that's swollen and massive now. I could just go on, mate. The effort and the quality of what these young guys are dishing up under these circumstances is nothing short of phenomenal, mate, and I'm extremely proud. Whilst I still carry that sentiment that I think we can be better.
Yeah. Well, I guess the recurring theme, obviously, if there's Adrian 8 minutes into the game, mate, how's he looking? Travel that's now been component, it's got to be taken.
Now, after the game, we had, Adrian Sardinero to the list of injured players, along with Bruno Fornaroli, Brandon O'Neill, Koska Otter, Daniel Sturridge, and I could just keep going on and name 12 or 13. So we'll be another body down, and it's due down to the scheduling, from the league. And what I love is that someone else comes on, another young 21, 22-year-old Pacific comes on, does a fantastic job, and, every game I've been in charge, there's some young player that's putting their hand up and giving their all for the team and the club. So, I'm extremely proud of that, and I'm hurting as well for those boys that are out injured because it's not necessarily their fault, the circumstances that we're in.
I guess just finally from me, mate, it's another trip back over to the East Coast for the weekend, Sunday game. How are you looking for that one? Like, is it going to be sort of basically patching together the squad again for you over there?
Probably, but we'll go to training tomorrow and top up those that didn't play. We'll focus on the positives. We'll focus on improving. I'm going to keep layering, as much of my philosophy and playing style on the boys, regardless of the circumstances that we're in. And we'll keep working, and we'll keep working hard until the end. And we're not going to take a backward step in any game, and we're going to keep trying to win as best we can with what we've got.
Thanks, Ruben.
Cheers, mate.
Nick, do you want to go next?
Sure. G'day, Ruben.
G'day, mate.
Hey, we know what Sobera's injury is?
I'm not sure yet, mate. Haven't spoke to the physio yet, but obviously when a guy like him who's extremely honest and hard working, if he's putting his hand up to come off, then it's probably not going to be the best of news.
Yeah, I mean, it's all very well saying you battled hard, you did hard, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to take a loss as hard as it is, aren't you?
Yeah, we take it. We wear the losses, with our chest out, because when you give your all and you can look your teammates in the eye at the end of the game, and you can look around that dressing room, there's a bunch of boys hurting. There's a club that's hurting, but you know, if you give your all, there's not too much more you can ask from a coaching point of view. And like I say, the scheduling dictates that we don't have the time to, you know, to make the changes, you know, needed to the playing style and to the way we want to go about our business. You know, we're in the position we're in for reasons. There's a lot of reasons, and you know, bit by bit we're fixing those. And I think tonight was a good example of, you know, what we're capable of if we keep improving.
Yeah, I mean, looking at just one player, particularly Daniel Steins. Every time he's come on, he's made a huge difference. Is he? You think he's ready to start?
He started last week. What did you think of his performance last week?
Sorry, I thought he came off the bench again. I started thinking the week before. No, he just brings a new energy to the game, doesn't he?
Mate, Daniel Steins is a fantastic player, and he's got, you know, a lot of quality attributes that will certainly suit the way we want to play. And last week I thought he did really well. Again, there's a player welfare at stake here, and I think that's what some people are missing. You know, if you look at the facts and you look at what we're dealing with, if you look at, you know, Steins' effort and performance last week was first class. Someone else came in today, Cal Timmins, and his effort and quality was first class. Steins came off the bench again and gave, you know, even more of himself for the team and showed his qualities again. But that's Steinsy being, you know, putting in a good performance, or Cal Timmins putting in a good performance, isn't quite enough for us right now. And so, you know, like all of us, we all need to improve. And, you know, again, I can just stress that point that that's the process and that's the plan at the moment, is to keep growing as a team.
With your concern over the welfare in this primary fixture schedule you've got, can you take those concerns anywhere? Can you go to the A-League with it?
To be honest, we have, and you know, we've voiced them, and to be fair to the league as well, you know, it is what it is. You know, COVID, these times are, you know, these are uncertain times, and I'm sure everyone's doing the best they can. But you know, I think we've had the rough end of the stick a little bit worse than other teams. You know, we've travelled away to Sydney to play Wellington, back here to play midweek against Newcastle, away to play Macarthur, back here to play midweek against Victory, away to Newcastle on the weekend, back down to play Wellington and Sydney midweek, away to Launceston against Western United. So we're getting one training session, which is recovery plus tactical for me. So I'm cramming everything I can into these boys because, you know, I'm a firm believer of what I want to achieve and what the boys are capable of, and I'm not going to take a backward step. So we're cramming in, and bit by bit we lose more and more players. And, you know, the task at hand grows and it gets even harder. But what I love is, and I've got to stress that, what I really love is that the boys aren't taking a backward step, and they just keep putting their hand up, and they want to get selected, and they want to rip in, and they want to play for the club and play for me, and that's really important for me right now.
That rainstorm you spoke about a couple of weeks ago is getting heavier, isn't it?
When it rains, it pours. Yeah, Sardinero. You know, it's a big loss for us. He's a fantastic guy, fantastic player. But now, you know, one man's loss is another man's opportunity. And, you know, Tyler Vecchio, another young player who came on again tonight, I thought he was fantastic. The list goes on, mate, of youngsters that are doing so well and playing above themselves. And, you know, they're competing against Melbourne Victory. Let's be honest. They're competing against Melbourne Victory. You know, the likes of Rojas, Economides, you know, Margiotta, Brimmer, Josh Brilliante. These guys are top of the top. You know, they're playing at Melbourne Victory, one of the biggest clubs in the league, with one of the biggest budgets in the league. And I'm walking off the field, and a couple of the guys I know are telling me, geez, you made it hard for us. How good was the structure? How good did you boys move the ball around? That's coming from the opposition players. So, you know, we'll take that. You know, we'll keep building, and we'll just look for room to improve. There's still so much that these young guys can learn in these last few weeks, and we're going to squeeze as much out of them as we can.
Yeah, just one thing. Davison's hair purple. What do you make of that?
I don't know Davo well, but I'm sure he's a bit of a wisecracking lad, and I'm sure he likes a bit of banter. So, you know, let's not forget. You know, he's done well for this club in the past, and I'm sure he's got his own connection with the fans and the place. And you know, I don't really read too much into it, other than he's obviously trying to have a bit of a crack with the fans, which is all good fun.
Okay, mate, that's great. All right, see you later in the week.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Any questions, Ash?
Yeah, hi, Ruben.
Hi.
I just wanted to touch base for, I guess there probably are a lot of things that you're working on, trying to get through in the short amount of time you've already had with the boys. But is there a specific focal area of improvement that you're just trying to implement as soon as possible that you can put into the next game?
You know, I said it at the start, that the basis, you know, is effort and mentality, and I think, you know, that's there for everyone to see. What do you think? What do you think about? Let's start with that one. You know, their effort and mentality. What do you think about that? Do you think my boys showed a lot of heart and fight today against a really good Victory team?
100%, yeah.
So
It's been an improvement, especially, that was my next question, against the MacArthur game as well. Like, how would you say, you know, they conceded 1 goal, but they scored 2 goals in MacArthur. How would you rate those 2 performances against each other? Comparable or?
Yeah, I think with the ball, the first couple of weeks we really wanted to change, you know, our defensive discipline and structure, and I think we did that against Wellington. We defended well with 10 men for long periods and hung in the game, and we're unlucky at the end. Newcastle at home, you know, we held, you know, 3 of the best attackers in the comp, scoreless, and then I've put a real shift and focus now that I can feel that the players, you know, will fight hard and work hard for each other and stick to our structures. I've started to implement changes in the way we play, and that was evident in the first half against MacArthur, in the second half, and a little bit of naivety and fatigue probably cost us in the end. And tonight I thought we moved the ball sensationally well, and again, it's just a starting point. The structures are there, the style is there, but the detail takes time, Ash. It takes, you know, it takes sessions, it takes time on the grass, it takes, you know, putting the boys through their principles, unopposed, opposed, watching the video, reviewing the video. It's a really detailed process to get a team to be able to execute a playing style and a philosophy of play. And what I like is that there's already some massive positives, and they're already demonstrating that they're willing to take it on board and execute under pressure, which I think, given the age of our squad at the moment, is fantastic. So there's a lot of work to be done. Not going to shy away from that, and we'll just keep looking to improve each week.
Sure. And just finally from me, is Stanijevic still in the mix? Will we ever see him come out to play, or what's an update on that?
Yeah, look, you know, I'm not really going to talk too much about the ones that aren't playing. I'm going to talk more about the ones that are playing. You know, people have got to put their hand up, and they've got to train hard, and they've got to get selected. And you know, at the moment, Darko, he's been training hard, and he's been putting his best foot forward. But you know, there are others that I'm choosing ahead of him. So it's a difficult circumstance for him, but it's the nature of the beast.
Okay, thanks for that.
Cheers, Ash.
Okay, we'll hold it there, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gareth. Thanks, Rudy.
Thanks, guys. Awesome.